Tommy Media Group presents your NXT Next Level Wrestling Review with your host, Big Ray and the Vet. So,
are you ready? We said, are you ready?
Well, are you?
Are you ready? I said, are you ready?
What's your name, fella?
Triple H.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Next Level Wrestling Review. It is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the go-home show for Halloween Havoc 2024, NXT Halloween Havoc 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the reporter of the people. No, I'm the pundit of the people, the man with the plan, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some lucha libre today. And before I introduce my co-host, ladies and gentlemen, I would implore you all to hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Take 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Look at the screen. Now look down at your phone. Now look at the screen on the phone. Now hit the little thumbs up, please. Thank you. Subscribe and share, ladies and gentlemen. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am not alone. How many times have I said ladies and gentlemen? A lot. Ladies and gentlemen, I am with the one and the only, the best in the world. The Vet.
Yeet.
He's a Rip Rogers guy. The Vet. Vet. Rip Rogers guy. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a Rip Rogers guy. He is our friend, not our foe, one and the only, the Vet, Jamie Williams. Good morning, sir. Wakanda forever, yes. I agree. Wakanda.
Best in the world.
Is that what you were doing? Also, wait, did CM Punk do this shit first? He did. He fucking did. Huh. Isn't that like cultural appropriation or something?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. But anyway, man, so how are you doing this week? It's quite a wonderful week.
Me? Yeah, I'm the best in the world. That's how I'm doing.
That's true. That's true. How does it feel to be the best in the world? I think I've asked you that. Does it feel different every week or?
No, it's like disappointing. You're like, come on, world, I can't be the best.
Yeah, I can't. I can't
wrap
my head around
up.
that.
Like, this is getting tiring. You know.
Yeah, I really can't wrap my head around being the best in the world. I'm barely the best in my home. There's only 2 of us.
That's right. And there was like a pet too.
Yeah, but he had to move to my nephew's house.
But he still ranks higher somehow.
Oh yeah. Fucking Bentley's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, he's awesome. Shit. And if my son stays over.
Oh, so now you're at 4.
And we have a
you're
neighbor.
Out of medal contention.
Do neighbors count?
At this point?
Like our neighbor?
No.
No.
Let's not get crazy.
I am the best.
Let's not get crazy.
Are you a Halloween guy? I'm just wondering. I never asked you that before. Are you like do you like Halloween?
Probably ask me every year.
I swear to God, I don't.
If we look back at the old episodes,
they don't archive.
Probably every year you'd ask me, "Am I a Halloween guy? What's my favorite candy?" All the same sort of things.
Well, I know your favorite candy. I know for a fact your favorite candy is the fucking what do you call those corn things? Corn. What are they? Corn nuts?
Absolutely not.
What are they called? What are they called?
Exactly. Whatever they are, that's my favorite. Sure.
Candy corn. There you go.
Hey,
that's favorite candy.
Not even close. But
shit. Snickers.
No, I'm not a Halloween guy per se. I'm not a Halloween guy. I'm not really a holidays guy.
I can see that, you fucking Grinch.
General, yeah, right. But I can't even be bothered to go down the hill and steal all the presents either. Like that's too much work too. So it's like
you don't care.
Yeah, I'm just flatline there. Best in the world.
All right, that's fair. Not a Halloween, not a holiday guy, huh? Who would have thought?
It's nice to right. It's nice to see everyone enjoying the holidays. You know,
right?
It's something occurred to me not that long ago. I was thinking about Halloween and how like our generation of growing up was like really the main thing, right? Because our parents, Halloween and trick-or-treating was really not as much of a thing, was it?
It became a thing like, in the 70s and 80s and 90s.
It's like we kind of invented it.
Not invented it, but we
pioneered it.
Perfected it.
Right. And now it's like dying out again because, this is just a crazy world we live in and it's too dangerous. So,
yeah, unfortunately. You got old ladies now being mugged on a regular basis here in New York City. It's fucking crazy. But yet people say nothing's happening. Everything is just fine.
Best in the world.
Anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a good week, man. I mean, long week, but a good week. I can't front. And I'm just happy to be here, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, why don't we do what we do best?
Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. You're going to acknowledge me. You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I feel the power. Do you feel the power? I feel it, vet. Right in the cockles of my pants. Ladies and gentlemen, we kick it off with Frank's Pickleball ass, the biggest ass in all of HMG. And before we do that, forget about Frank. Frank, forget about you for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, we look up into the skies, we look in the heavens above, ladies and gentlemen. We give our condolences, our love to our friend up in heaven. We ask him, who got the gabagool? It's Media M5. What's going on? How you doing? How you doing, Media M5? I'm sorry, Mike.
I can only imagine what he'd be thinking about Tony D'Angelo.
We'll talk about that more on this Next Level Wrestling Review. So again, the biggest ass in all HMG. We got Frank's Pickleball ass. We have the man doing Illuminati things. Most beautiful beard in all of HMG. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Is the incredible, the mighty Bobo. He says, teat, greet, beat, and skate. And don't forget, yeet. So I'm just gonna. I wonder if he meant to write yeet. No? Like he's just having a stroke? No?
He seems to know what he's doing.
Well, the man who did include yeet in this tweet, or skeet, number 59, Paul, a.k.a. the Shooter. Keep you. He's in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, flying over the beautiful country of Canada in space is the Canadian Spaceland. It says, click like and subscribe, you son of a bitch. I agree.
Unless you're already subscribed, because that will unsubscribe you. So don't click it if you already did.
Right. Then you will
only click it if you haven't.
Exactly. I agree. That is right. That's why he's the best in the world.
Huh?
Yep. I said you're the best in the world. Chris Winland, a.k.a. Chuckles, the windiest of all Chris's. He says, too much yeet, not enough Uzi. Yes, boy. I should really have these things lined up.
Yes, boy!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what else we got? We got the lovely Elizabeth. Yeah. Speaking of lovely Elizabeth, I was watching Elizabeth and Vet and guys in chat. I was watching this vignette that Macho Man did with Jesse Ventura. I don't know if you remember this. Maybe it'll spark a memory. And I was thinking about you, Elizabeth, because you Elizabeth, yeah. And he's standing at the top of this gimmick, right, with Elizabeth overseeing like a lake or a pool. And Jesse Ventura is like interviewing him, and he's like, I'm gonna teach her how to swim. Yeah. And Jesse Ventura's like, but you don't know how to swim. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna teach her. And he fucking just throws her and she almost drowns. It was awesome. Remember that? That's how he taught her how to swim. She's gonna learn.
Vaguely.
Oh,
Vaguely.
dude. It's what a heel.
Yeah, the gimmick was could this have been the first instance of what's the best way to be a babyface is be a heel, because he treated her like shit and it was so entertaining that he became a babyface.
That's true.
Got the belt, got to run with the belt.
I got to tell you, man, Elizabeth, Miss Elizabeth, I tend to forget how absolutely stunning this woman was. Nothing like she wasn't like attainable. Does that make sense? She looked attainable like the girl next door, but absolutely stunning.
She's from Kentucky, so I mean.
Yeah, well, you know what they say about girls from Kentucky, right, Elizabeth? Aren't you? Isn't she from Kentucky?
No, she's not.
So,
not even
where's she
close.
from?
Nope. She's from
oh, that's right.
Sarasota, Florida. Yeah.
Oh, she's from Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah. Where they lose everything. All sports. Yeah. How them Indians doing? Whatever the fuck they're called. All right, Elizabeth, love you. It is called XX Blooded. XX, he says, morning, friends. I really need this show today, so thank you. Well, here it is. God damn it.
Here's
You know
the
what?
Show.
Yeah. How's that feel in your heart? Do you feel it, brother? Do you feel it? That's for you, Cold-Blooded. That was for you. I hope it injected some type of... Yeah. Who was I doing right now? Yeah. What's that guy's... The fat guy for WWE?
Otis.
Otis. Is that what I was doing? I just...
Otis.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, God. What am I doing here? I'm so stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the master and the ruler of the world. I don't give a damn who you are. Saying Vicious. Just bring this down really quickly.
Even his avatar is trolling me. It's a little shadowy Dwayne Johnson.
I got to reboot here. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Anyway, is that what that is? That is Dwayne Johnson. The whole time, like, what is that? That is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Look at that. Well, Vet. We have the dancing one, the handsome one, the slashing one. Dancing, Hanson, slashing, Dan Heffron. He's in the house. Says, greetings and salutations, my friends. He has a 9-inch pecker. Well, that was a private message. Sorry. Never mind. That's from somebody else.
We're live, pal.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
I don't know what that means.
All 9 inches?
Wow. Probably, my friend. Who's this guy?
Well, he's coming up to the plate.
Uh-huh. I swear to God. Can you just... What's his name?
Nope, you're gonna drown like Liz learning how to swim. Until you get this fucking guy right.
This shit fucking... I get a brain cramp.
There's only one guy that you announce like a baseball player, Ray.
What's his name? Right.
He doesn't have he has no
chat.
name.
Write it in the chat. I'm not gonna say. I'm
no name. Don't you tell him. Don't you tell him, chat.
I'm not gonna announce it.
We will do 2 hours on this name right here.
I'm not gonna announce it until I know his name. Say his name, and then he will appear. We'll move on. Sorry, nameless person. Don't know who you are. Anybody in the chat want to help out? Bill Peterson. Bill Peterson? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to do it. That's not going to help me out. I tell you, I have CTE. I can't remember shit. I need to see the actual name in front of me. I don't know who the Odin is. Nobody wants to help me. Not Beetlejuice, you asshole. God damn it. Whatever. All right, I'm moving on. Fuck it. What else we got here? Have you taken your J12 shot? This flu season can cause erectile dysfunction or a 4-hour erection.
That's a big swing in side effects there.
Right? I'm just saying. Look, you guys are ass. Who the fuck is Ben Dover? Just give me his name. Whatever. What else we got here? Who else is here? Am I missing anybody? Lab Rat. What are they testing on Lab Rat?
Remembering your own bits from this show?
I don't remember the guy's name.
It's your bit. It's your bit. You don't need the name. The bit should remind you of the name.
I can't. No. Passing. Number 42, 2. Third baseman. Don't remember the name. I swear to God.
You are full of shit.
You think I remember? I don't. And I'm getting frustrated.
Amanda hug and kiss.
It would be funny, like you would think that the gentleman whose name I don't remember would tell me his name.
So you even said
what?
Yeah. Come on, who says gentlemen?
Ladies and gentlemen, just give me your name. I'm going crazy.
Ray can't remember.
Who's Mike Hunt? Mike Hunt? Anyway. All right, this is what it is. I'm just going to fast forward, ladies and gentlemen. We'll never know. We'll never know this gentleman's name. All right, so let's see what we got here. J12, I already said that. Lab Rat, I already said that. Kenny P is in the house. He says, Hey there, Big Ray and Vet. You got anything to say to Kenny?
Hey there.
That was fucking weird, dude. That was so weird. It's in my new soundbite. It was
Weird.
Who said that?
that's that stupid bitch that plays Snow White. That she's an ugly Mexican, and they made her the new Snow White. You know the new Snow White movie?
Yeah.
What's her name? Zelina Vega or some shit?
Oh, did they get Zelina for that one too? Is that
what's her name?
That's probably why she has so much heat.
Can you
back
assholes
then with the Twitch and stuff?
Can you assholes tell me? Anyway, whatever. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Frank's Picklebarrow ass, thank you.
Congratulations, Frank. You got worked. You thought Ray really didn't remember.
Ladies and gentlemen. Batting. Oh, coming up to the whatever the fuck he's used to say back in the day. Coming, batting first baseman. Al Robinson. Number two. I don't know why the fuck. It's just we're done. Whatever, man. This is taking too long. What do I got? Kenny P's in the house. Zane Vicious. Who else we got here? We got the heart and soul of all of HMG's chat rooms. Is the artist formerly known as Gam Wolfers. He's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. He says now batting. Al Robinson. Number two. Who else we got here? Let me see. Whoop. Let's go, Brandon, in the house. I call him
The
AKA
illustrious Monday night co-host.
He is the illustrious Monday Night, the king of the strikes on YouTube. That's what I'll call him. He knows that's a rip. It's a rip. We fixed this, all right, Brandon? It's all good. We're good. We're friends. Mike Hunt. I don't know who Mike Hunt is. All right, let's see who we got here. Frank, you are the man. I love you so much. And I think that's done. We're done here. We're done. It was a very eventful. Brandon says, yep, got it fixed. Sure did, buddy. Just like my dog. There's nothing worse than taking your dog into the vet knowing that
Not me, but a veterinarian.
Well, not not taking the dog into the best in the world. I'm just saying, and knowing that he's gonna get his nuts cut off, or whatever. Or what do they do with the woman? Do they spade up? Do they sew it up or something? Do they put super glue? Like, how do they fix that when he gets spaded?
Yeah, it's probably that.
Okay. 3 count. This is the 3 count. With the latest breaking news in pro wrestling, sports, pop culture, and more. Now back to Big Ray and the Vet. Oh, yeah. All right. It is the 3 count, ladies and gentlemen. The latest and greatest in news is rumors and roundup, as we would call it, the rumor roundup here, HMG. Good to see you guys and gals again here every Wednesday, 11 a.m. And don't forget to hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe and check out channelattitude.com, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget to subscribe to the Opinion Haver over on twitch.tv. Heard that guy's heard he's got 9 inches. Is that true? Oh, shit. All right. Let's jump into the very, 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 very first story. Let's see what it says. Okay. So this has become apparently a story, and this is going to be the biggest. I don't give a fuck. Get over it. You're too fucking sensitive. Go fucking touch grass. Go fuck yourselves. All right.
And before we get into that, which is a great lead in, what's up to Sir Jam? Just gotta throw Sir Jam in there. He's upset that he wasn't acknowledged. But Canada Spaceman seems to act like he wasn't acknowledged, but he was actually acknowledged. He just probably missed it. He probably
we definitely said flying over the
he was probably just out of like the orbit range, right, and came back in when
you were acknowledged. Yeah, he was. Sir Jam, I have to apologize for.
Yes,
I apologize, Sir Jam.
Yes, have you seen the size of Sir Jam? You better apologize.
You're a big son of a bitch. Are you 9 inches? All right, so let's talk about this really quickly.
Okay.
So there was a segment this week on Raw with Carlito, okay? And Carlito and the two Japanese girls, Kairi Sane and freaking Io Sky walk in and, they start talking Japanese. And then they walk away and Carlito makes a comment saying, "Oh, I spit in the face of Asians who want to be cool." No, he didn't say that.
Yeah,
he said,
he didn't say that.
He said, I've got to learn Japanese. I got to learn Chinese. I fucking popped. I was like, what a good
Of course
joke.
you would. Of course you, of all people, would think that's the funniest thing ever.
What a good joke. That's kind of like we have this Italian family and they'll say Italian stuff to me and I'm like, look, I don't speak French. Or I'll change it up every single time. I don't speak Yiddish. I don't speak Spanish, even though I speak Spanish. And we go back and forth. It's a fucking joke. Vet, I know you're gonna disagree with me here, but I think people need to get over this.
You know that, huh?
I know that. I feel it in my heart. Unless you are a Trump supporter, then you would think this is just the best thing ever.
It's just the best joke.
The magnanimous professor is here. Veteran, your thoughts on this whole thing that people are fucking getting oversensitive over a joke, dude. And it wasn't even like he didn't pull his eyes and do do some really racist shit. Just a little joke, jokey joke.
Well, just remember that when things like this happen, the stuff that supposedly an outrage is just, it's everyone is saying, hey, look at me over here. I need social media engagement. That's all it is. They don't really care. They're not offended. Or even if they are offended, they're still going to get on social media and say, not cool, dude, because they want people to give them a like and subscribe and all these other things, right? They just want to throw it out there and get themselves over. That's everything that ever happens in this space is about people trying to get themselves over. That's all. Everybody jokes around like this all the time. Here's the only devil's advocate I will play for the situation. I will say that, let's just say Carlito, for example.
Right.
Yeah, it's a joke, but you already know what people are going to do. So that's what you should factor into you deciding to say it on the air or not. It's one thing if you was to actually be backstage doing a pre-tape with Adam Pearce, and then you say that line when the cameras aren't rolling just to pop Adam Pearce. But you didn't need to say it if you knew this kind of stuff would happen. And Carlito's been around now. He knows this kind of stuff happens. So kind of shouldn't have said it. That's the only thing I would say. Because people keep doing this shit and they keep forgetting that this is the world they live in. So I get kind of annoyed about that. You're not going to change the world. So rather than that, maybe just take the heat off yourself and just don't do it. How much stuff do you and I not say here on this show just because?
Well, we have this button.
Then you shouldn't have said it.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we are always like, I'm always mindful of saying things, in public. Not that I'm going to just go off on a complete ridiculous tirade as soon as the camera's off, but like, I'm trying to think, okay, we're here doing this show, and I think about how can we make the most people happy and have a good time. That's why we kind of stick to our main subjects and don't veer off into unrelated topics, because we're just trying to entertain these people and have a good time. Now, if we did shows about other things,
right,
then we could veer into those topics. So
sure.
I just think that people should be more careful what they say. It doesn't matter if you think it should be offensive or not. That's not the point. You don't get to decide who gets offended. So just think about, maybe I don't need this kind of heat. That's all I would say.
All right. And it was unscripted. It was unscripted, from what I understand. And he came off the cuff and he just, said what he thought was going to be funny. I wonder if it makes a difference, the fact that Carlito is a Puerto Rican from Puerto Rico and English is his second language, even though he's been around forever. Does he get a pass? Does he get that pass? I don't know. Only time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. And that's something I don't want to really continue to discuss. So let's move on to the fact that people are also not happy about Donald Trump appearing with The Undertaker and Kane, apparently. So they're also offended about that. A lot of people disagree with it. They're saying that some people, but no one within the company are upset over it. I'm sorry, they are uncomfortable with it, not upset over it. Do you think it fucking matters? I mean, these guys are both retired, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, look, if they want to hang out with Donald Trump, I mean, they know him.
Like if it wasn't Donald Trump, like if it was another Republican person running for president, you know what I'm saying? Like let's say if it was JD Vance, or let's say it was Ronald Reagan, let's go all the way back. Would it be okay then? I don't know. Hey, we asked about this, Vet, quite some time ago. Where has Shinsuke Nakamura been? And apparently he's expected to be at a SmackDown taping in Brooklyn this week. So he may be returning to television. Do you think there's any shot Shinsuke gets a run at that Gunther Championship belt?
Well, they could at least get a match or two out of it, but
Right?
I don't think they're going that way. It looks like they're trying to put him out the pasture a little bit.
So you think the time has
Just too
passed
bad.
already? How old is Shinsuke? He's not that old, right?
Oh, he's got to be like mid 40s almost.
Let's see. Hey Siri,
Uh-huh.
how old is pro wrestler Shinsuke Nakamura?
Shinsuke Nakamura is 44 years old.
Oh, he's fucking old. Oh, wow. I didn't think he was that old. Oh, man.
Well, that's what I
He's
said.
still within the prime of his
almost
career,
mid 40s. Isn't that exactly what I said?
Yeah. But that's still considered like between 35 and 50. That's kind of like the best you're going to be in pro wrestling. So, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, he could still do pretty much everything. He didn't do like crazy stuff, so he could do pretty much all of his stuff still.
Well, what about that,
he keeps in shape.
That lean that he does on a rope every time he comes, doesn't that bad on the knees and back?
Yeah, but you train. A lot of yoga, stretching. I want to say Charles the Hammer's in the house.
Oh shit!
One of my
what's
favorite
going
people
on?
in the world.
That's so cool to see you back here, brother. Welcome back, Kata. You were actually discussing. You were talking about Charles the Hammer Evans on this week's Impact Attack with Let's Go Brandon, and the discussion was some of the biggest motherfuckers you guys ever been in the ring with, and Charles the Hammer Evans. I mean, they don't call him the mallet, they don't. They don't call him the
meat tenderizer,
the wooden spoon. He's a hammer, and hammers are very destructive. He's a big son of a bitch. So, but you didn't get into specifics, like how strong is this man? Like, have you ever been in a ring where somebody is like,
well,
you can just feel the grips? We were talking about grip strength and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like, come on, who's the strongest guy?
As a professional, Charles would never hurt me, so I have no idea how strong he really was.
Light as a feather.
He's a good worker. Yeah, I mean, like I said if you go listen to the Impact Attack, I talk about football players and bodybuilders and stuff like that. So it's a good listen. I'm not going to give it away here.
Yeah, I'm just happy to see the Hammer back, man. Thanks for joining us, brother. Hey, Hammer, we do a show Monday mornings, man. Maybe you can give us some of your knowledge there too. With me and Jimmy T, because we all know Jimmy T ain't got no knowledge. I love Jimmy. I'm kidding. Speaking of very powerful people, Powerhouse Hobbs has been in Salt Lake City, fueling speculation he could be returning to AEW television on Dynamite. You excited about that, Bet?
Yes. I just can't wait to see where he's going to fit into all this crazy drama with the Don Callis family and Will Ospreay and all this stuff.
Mike Martin says he's been in the ring with Rodney Mack. Strong. Rodney Mack looks strong.
He looks very strong.
Like hood strong, like jailhouse strong. Is that racist to say?
Yes, but he's not Rodney Mack's not a giant man.
He's strong.
So, but he does look like a strong man. I've unfortunately never had the pleasure, I don't think.
Is he still married to Jazz? Were they married?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right. Good for him. Good for her. Very good looking people. Here's some TNA news. Vet, Christy Hemme is back with TNA as in an executive position, working as the head of marketing.
Huh?
The head of marketing.
All right.
I mean, how do you feel about Christy Hemme? Again, one of the most beautiful women. I think she, talking about ring announcers, me and Vet, we were going back and, not me and Vet, me and Billy Ray were going back and forth about the whole debacle this past week. With whatever her name is, what's the old announcer? That girl.
It's an old Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nakamura, the Spanish girl. The container championship of the tag team number one containers championship. Oh God, what a fucking clutch! Listen, Christy Hemme, very underrated ring announcer. I thought she was awesome. Your thoughts?
I like Christy Hemme.
Like her. You'll be her girlfriend or boyfriend.
It's circle one, yes or no. Like, no, I always thought she was a lovely lady, but that whole
very talented.
She was like, I believe, wasn't she the first Diva Search winner?
The fuck was that? Was that me?
I
think I have gas.
anything.
I'm sorry. Don't worry about it.
Didn't she win the first Diva Search? Is what I asked.
She did.
She did. And that was like, dude, that was death for all those women. Like you basically put you put the heat on them right away, with the fans, because they're like, what is this? Why am I watching this? Even though, yeah, it's a parade of hot girls, right? But at this point in time, you could see that anywhere. You don't need the WWE to show it to you. And then, so they were taking up TV time, being rotten, and then that puts heat on the girls that are already there, because it's like, oh, you guys are going to win a contest to get the job I had to work my ass off for, or now with all these NDAs and stuff, all these other things I had to do to get this job, and you get to win a contest. And then this contest was probably just so that they could have to sign a bunch more NDAs, because Johnny Ace and Vince.
Stiff.
Like, why do you think you would even have a Diva Search? For the good of the business? No. So I felt bad for all of them, like in that sense. But I like Christy Hemme.
I like Christy Hemme too, man. But as I'm talking about as a ring announcer, you had Lillian Garcia, who filled in for Gimmick Joanna, who just left the company because she wants to sing. And it's weird because that's why Lillian Garcia, me and Jimmy were talking about, why she wanted to leave WWE. And do you remember the last 4 albums Lillian did? The platinum albums that she had after.
Oh, hold on, let me pull up my Spotify real quick.
No, don't do that. I'll just tell you right now, there were none.
Oh, yeah. My Spotify.
But I will reiterate what I said yesterday on I Like It Raw. This girl can sing. What's her face that just left? She can really fucking go. She can sing. Like, she is talented.
Hey,
she's
a lot
beautiful.
of people can sing, pal.
Well,
that's not what the music business is about either.
Yeah, well, I guess only time will tell. Listen, I wish her the best of luck. Like I said, Samantha Irvine, whatever her name is, in her future endeavors. That's not.
Why do you keep saying Irvine?
Isn't it Irvine?
No.
Then what the
no
fuck
one
is her
has
name?
ever called her that.
Samantha Irvine? It's not Samantha Irvine.
No.
What is it?
Irvin.
It's Irvin?
Well, that's not even her real name anyway, so why does it matter?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Same vicious?
Speaking of TNA, Vet, they also say Bound for Glory is expected to be the highest grossing live event in 2024. And that's not saying much, but
of TNA?
Yeah, of TNA.
Okay.
As well as their highest paid ticket total for the states in for the year, this year in the calendar year. We were talking, me and Professor were talking about TNA on the Pro Wrestling Reflection. We were talking Bound for Glory 10-10-10. And we were talking about.
You had to watch that, huh?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It wasn't good. It wasn't that bad. But that was the death of TNA. Like, legit. That show, go back, listen to the podcast. It's available right now at podbean.com on Hami Media Group. That was the end of TNA as we loved it in the past. 2010, 10-10-10. Hogan, Bischoff, Crackhead Jeff Hardy with the stupid belt. Abyss. Mr. Anderson Kennedy. It's a fucking car wreck after that.
Gotcha.
For quite some time. Would you say that
they're back, baby? They're back.
They are back. There's a resurgence.
Bound for glory.
Fuck yeah, there is, brother. Anyway, Vet, your thoughts on Bound for Glory, man? What are we looking at here for?
I can't wait to fast forward through most of it.
Oh, fast forward. That's not nice.
I will stop fast forwarding when Moose has a match, and then I will continue fast forwarding after it's over.
All right. Well, Vet, if there's anything else you would like to talk about, or anything else you want to go over, mull over, any thoughts, holiday talking?
Got nothing.
We're not doing nothing, huh? We're not doing none of that stuff.
I got nothing. You got something?
I got nothing.
Okay.
You know what I do got?
Keys?
I do. You know, Vet, I do have the keys. And speaking of the keys, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's a good time to go back to this day in professional wrestling history.
Will you stop? What you gonna do? Boobies.
What's your name, fella?
Triple H.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going back, way back in time to October 23, 1970 something. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going 2 years back before Big Ray was born. The year is 1974 in Nashville, Tennessee. And the Robert Fuller defeats the great Jerry Lawler, not even the king yet. He was barely a prince, to win the NWA Southern Heavyweight title. Vet, I know you're a huge fan of Robert Fuller. Your thoughts?
Well, Robert Fuller, part of the Welch family, kind of like Roy Welch, his dad. If we don't have him, we don't really have our modern sort of American wrestling style that we have today. Like,
we don't have grape juice. We don't have jelly.
Nope.
Grape jam or jelly.
No preserves.
None of that stuff. So thank you for the Welch family.
Yeah. But yeah, they're basically like the fathers of American pro wrestling. So, or at least especially the Southern version of it, like all the Tennessee bullshit, as it's called. You know,
you're the only
but also with those like heat getting money drawing angles, you know, like a lot of that Southern wrestling. That's the Welches, Robert Fuller, Tennessee stud.
I wonder if that kid Jerry Lawler ever did anything.
Nah. Well, he's getting old. I heard he had a stroke.
Yeah,
but he's doing okay.
Well, it's like it's number 2 or 3, right? No, he had a heart attack. That was scary. Holy shit. I remember watching that shit live. I got I got scared, like sad for the man. Thank God he came out of it. Let's go to 19. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're in a match with Dolph Ziggler instead of just watching it.
Let's fast forward 20 years to 1994, because again, like the vet says, nothing happened in wrestling for the last 20 years. WCW presented Halloween Havoc, vet, from the St. Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan. In a match for the WCW United States Championship, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, as he was known, defeated Stunning Steve Austin by disqualification to retain the belt. In the main event of the night, we saw career versus career. Let's see how this worked out. A steel cage match for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship between Hulk Hogan and Mr. Never Retire, Ric Flair, in which Hogan came out the victor after pinfall. Mr. T served. 1994, folks. Mr. T served as a special enforcer, and Flair was forced to retire. It didn't last long. Beth, do you remember this at all? Any of this?
I didn't watch it, I don't think. But you know, historically, hearing about it, yeah, just that whole thing that was going on, where it's basically like Jim Herd was just trying to push Ric Flair the hell out. Like
Jim Herd, dude, the worst. What was he, like a McDonald's owner? I forgot what was he again?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut. That's right. That guy, he was the Tony Khan of professional wrestling.
Yeah, I'm a Pizza Hut executive. I'll tell you about wrestling.
Oh my God.
So
That was the worst.
so that
era.
basically, yeah. So those were all those stories you would hear about all the stuff that was happening with Ric Flair. It's like, why do you have to have a retirement match now? Like, I don't know.
It's fucking ridiculous.
And he had to. And Vince McMahon wanted him out of the WWF 2 years before that because he was too old. Ric Flair's been too old for like 40 years.
He's been too old since the 90s. Think about
Yeah.
that, folks.
Right.
Speaking of the 90s, let's go to the tail end of the 90s, Vet, as we go to 1999 on a weekly ECW show in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. ECW favorites Mikey Whipwreck and the Sandman made their return to the company, both having been signed by WCW. Whipwreck for 2 years. Sandman was there for less than 3 years. So I don't know if you remember this, guys. Mikey Whipwreck and the Sandman, who became, what was he called? Wreckage or some shit? What was the guy's name in WWE? That Wreckage. That was his name?
Sandman?
Hacker?
Well, he was Sandman in WWE, but he was Hack in WCW.
Hack. Right. And then they went back
which people still call him that. Like, I hear people that were in ECW with him still call him Hack. I'm like, why would you call him Hack?
That's how they know him. That's what they know him as.
No, they don't. I'm talking about guys like
It's a rip, dude.
that were in ECW calling him Hack. Like, why did you call him that? You call the people either what they were when you met them or whatever their most over nickname was. I can't imagine anybody thinking that like some guy like, you know, I don't know, Shane Douglas calling him Hack. It's weird, but some of them do it. So I think that's interesting.
What would you call?
Maybe it's just because it's easier to say because Sandman has 2 syllables.
What would you call let me see, what was his name? Fred Ottman. What would you call him? Would you call him Tugboat? Would you call him what was the other gimmick when he fell through the wall?
Shockmaster.
Shockmaster? Is that what they call him? Like,
That's
what would
3
you call him?
syllables. I ain't saying all that.
Shocker. I mean, he was big. What was he? I remember he started off as Big Bubba. Then it was something Steel, the Shockmaster, Terminator. I think he had a whole bunch of different names. Tidal Wave, I think at one point. I'm not kidding. You can probably Google it.
Oh, Typhoon, right? It was Typhoon.
Typhoon, yeah, Typhoon, Earthquake.
He was Tugboat, then Typhoon. Shockmaster.
I loved my father. Remember, we're talking about the 80s here. My father, for some reason, when he first saw Tugboat Thomas, that was his original thing. Tugboat Thomas. My father thought this guy was going to. Nah, remember, my father's old school wrestling mentality. He thought this guy was going to be world heavyweight champion. He thought that was the best gimmick. The guy looked great. And Tugboat was really good. Like, really strong, really fast for his size. Him and Earthquake were one of my, like, possibly one of the best big man tag teams out there. Anyway, but what's up, Ed? You got something
People
for me?
keep saying Hack is Sandman's real name. Are you trying to gaslight me?
What do you mean Hack is Sandman's real name? What's his real name?
His name is James Fullington.
He should have called himself that. I wonder if they call him Jimmy.
Yeah.
Maybe they call him Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, let's fast forward here. Let's go to 2000. We see I don't know why I can't read this name. We see Rodney Agatupu Anoa'i, known for wrestling fans. Oh,
Is that
Yokozuna. That's right. Passed away at the age of 34.
That's
I didn't know
crazy.
I didn't know he was that fucking young.
He was.
Wow.
Such a young man.
Like I'm 48. I'll be 49 in March. I now do the math. Can I imagine passing away at the age of 34? That's crazy, man. This is young. I'm young to go. That's a very sad situation. But he did it for the Rock. No, he a lot of it he was self-induced, unfortunately, physically and stuff like that. So it's a damn shame. Your thoughts on Yokozuna, Vet?
Oh, it's amazing. Like, amazing gimmick.
Right?
That was the biggest, it seemed like that was the biggest, fastest push that a Samoan I could remember getting in my life. I mean, we didn't even think he was Samoan then, because when we were kids, we just assumed. I mean, he's a Pacific Islander somewhere.
I really thought
say.
I really thought he was a sumo wrestler that became a professional wrestler.
Right.
I was sold.
But he just came in. He came in like late '92, and was just beating dudes, and then he won the Royal Rumble in '93, and then took the belt off of Brett at WrestleMania, and then of course that Hulk Hogan thing happened, but
yeah,
he got it back, and
brother,
like, yeah, he just came in and had a run on top because he was just, I guess how could you deny him? Because he looked so imposing, and just a guy that looked like that could move like that and do all that.
Like, do people understand like how quick he was and how agile he was and how big he was? Like none of that shit made sense. Like it's like making a creative wrestler in WWE 2K24, make him as big as possible, but give him a move set of a fucking Alex Shelley or something like that. It's incredible.
Well, yeah, and then, but you see him like that, and then they got people on the Discovery Channel that look like they're about that size, and they like, I have to wash myself with a rag on a stick, like.
Why'd you say it with a Southern accent, Vet? You only think
because it's a Simpsons bit. That's for the Simpsons fans out there.
Okay, got it. He's already dead. Skinner. 20. Let's go to 2004 really quickly. This is it. We're not gonna talk about this, but CM Punk defeated AJ Styles to win the IWA Mid Southern Heavyweight Championship.
Oh damn!
Highland.
Zane Vicious all over this. He was right there.
What happened? What did he say?
Let's just go ahead.
All right. 2005 TNA Bound for Glory once again was held at the Universal Studio in Orlando, Florida. After winning a 10-man gauntlet match, Rhino Gore went on to the main event to face Jeff Jarrett for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. After just under 6 minutes of wrestling, Rhino pinned Jeff Jarrett to become the NWA champion.
That's crazy.
Your thoughts on Rhino?
Well, Rhino's still there. He's still fucking there, and he's in between WWE runs and trying to become the mayor of Detroit and all kinds of other things, and eating cheese whiz on crackers on television. He's still at TNA, and he just had a match on this past week's episode. So
I think I told this story before, but I remember going to WWF World Restaurant in New York City when in Times Square. And Rhino was one of the special guests because they used to show Raw there live, and I was so intimidated to meet the guy because he's so he ended up being just the sweetest man with the kindest eyes, like such a nice fucking. The guy just hung out with everybody, had beers, hung out, ate, just chilling. He didn't have to stay. He wasn't supposed. He was supposed to just do like the bit for the WWE, and nope. He was just so nice.
He seems like a really cool guy. Again, I never had the pleasure, but yeah, I remember seeing the first time I saw Rhino was when he was in ECW, obviously, and they really pushed Rhino. He took the company went down with him. Like he had the ECW and the television belts at the same time when they went out of business. He was pile driving people's wives through tables and just all.
Awesome.
He was cutting very profane and vulgar promos, but apparently he's just the nicest man.
Sweetheart, man. Tommy Wonder came up with him. They're actually still friends to this day. Tommy said he's one of the nicest guys in not just the business, just one of the nicest guys. Period. Let's go to 2006 really quickly. 700th episode of Raw. Main event was Randy Orton and Triple H. 2008. We'll go to TNA Impact Live from the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Las Vegas. Kurt Angle, Sting, Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, and Booker T formed. I want to hear about this. The new faction, the Main Event Mafia, which in my humble opinion, Vet, is one of the most underrated factions of all time. I thought they were really good. But your thoughts on the Main Event Mafia, if you remember that. I don't even know if you were following TNA around that time. This is the last entry, by the way, so we can talk about this for a bit.
Yeah, no, I remember the Main Event Mafia, of course. Well, my favorite part of the Main Event Mafia was when Kevin Nash and Booker T would be Chet Lemon and Black Snow on commentary.
Right.
That was my favorite. Booker T commenting his own beat downs and stuff like that with the microphone while he's kicking Petey Williams. It was great, but I guess it was just sort of like, well, what else can I do? It's either laugh or cry, so I'll just laugh.
Isn't that when they came up with the Legends title?
Perhaps.
I think
Now
so,
my
right?
my order of timeline is a little bit fuzzy. I remember a Legends title. I don't remember what time period it was. It had something to do with Booker T, didn't it?
I think Booker T was the one that I think that was part of the main event Mafia thing. Let me see something. TNA, Legends title. And I gotta tell you something. Legends title, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful belts ever made. Let me just show you real quick, guys. If you guys don't remember this belt, and we're gonna jump into NXT right now. This is the Legends title. Remember this thing, man?
Yeah, that should just be their belt. That should just be the company's belt right now.
Isn't it beautiful? It later became the Global Championship. They got rid of the Legends and they put the Global Championship, and then I think later on it became the Television Championship or something like that, if I'm correct. Because Global was a world champion, so it makes no sense. So I think they turned into
right. It makes me realize that at no point were there ever not too many belts.
Right.
There's always been too many belts.
Especially if you're an NWA fan from back in the day. They had titles for They had U.S. tag team titles, Southern States Heritage tag team titles.
Yeah.
Fucking shit. They were just titles there was I think if I remember, Rick Steiner was the Florida State heavyweight champion at the same time as Mike Rotunda being the TV champion. It was like, oh, shut up. Let's jump. Notable deaths, of course, we spoke about Yokozuna. Hey, you can wish a happy birthday to a young lady who was born in 1996. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Tyra Valkyria. Taya Valkyria, the beautiful Taya.
Lyra Valkyria? She's
what I
had
said.
so many names.
Lyra,
Aoife Valkyrie?
Well, that's her real name. Aoife or something like that. Aoife.
No, I don't even know what her real name is. Probably something completely different. It's probably Hack.
Spelled,
her real name is Hack. Her real name is Hack, Ray.
Her real name is spelled Aoife. I don't know how you say that. Oife? Aoife Valkyrie. And of course, the great WWE Hall of Famer, Carmella. It's her birthday.
Oh, yeah. I saw something on Twitter like, celebrate Carmella's 37th birthday. Like,
no,
I'm good.
No, we're good.
No, I do like Carmella, though. I don't want to make it sound like that.
Do you like Carmella?
Mella
really?
is money. Yeah, Mella's money.
Oh, stop it.
Look, it's not her fault.
Stop.
It's not her fault that the company sucks and she had to be saddled with James Ellsworth and all that other horrible things.
That's true. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for us to come back to time, I guess you would say. And that was this week in professional wrestling history. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Halloween Havoc Go Home Show. It's time for NXT. I like it. Yeah.
Oh, shuggy duggy quack quack.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is NXT the Go Home Show. The Halloween Havoc. This was NXT, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from Florida. We're back home, ladies and gentlemen. Brand new Florida. Florida's brand new after the hurricane. October 22nd, 2024. Tried to say that 5 times fast. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is headlined by talking. But I'll tell you right off the bat, Vet, and I know I'm wrong, but I quite enjoyed this episode of NXT this week. It was a total TV time of 1 hour and 19 minutes without commercials, which is perfect for me. Vet, let's kick it off, brother. What do you got?
Well, before we say anything about the breakdown,
yes, sir.
I will say that I believe it was you and I talked about something in the news or some topic in the 3 count or something. I think you not too long ago you asked me, like, would a women's only promotion work in the US? Or I talked about it with somebody. Maybe it was you, maybe it was Jimmy. Was it Jimmy? So you guys probably heard some of that. Well, I've updated my answer. There already is a women's promotion in the United States. It's called NXT.
Oh.
As this episode will clearly prove. And the men are the attraction here. Like, ooh, look, we got a men's match on the show. That's crazy.
What?
Yeah. Can you believe it?
No.
Well, we're starting out our show. We've got Trick arriving. We've got Ethan Page arriving. We've got the good women's wrestlers arriving. We've got the bad women's wrestlers arriving. Everybody's arriving, and we're kicking it off with a nice little surprise, or maybe it's not surprise and I just don't follow social media or promotion, but Damage Control is here.
Yay! You didn't watch Raw, did you?
Yeah, I watch it.
They put it over big time.
Yeah.
Okay. But
I just didn't know they were going to be on NXT like the next night.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they would take their time, make a plan, and then the next week would. But no, it's Damage Control versus Meta 2 because Meta 2 came in and ruined Damage Control's chances at. Wait, what did they ruin? Who did Damage Control wrestle on Raw?
They didn't. Damage Control wrestled. Fuck, who did they wrestle? Who did they wrestle, folks?
Because it wasn't Bianca and Jade, so.
No, who did they wrestle? It was supposed to be. Wasn't it supposed to be like a number one contenders match? Am I crazy here?
Well, whatever. The point is, Lash once
bit.
again punched Io Sky in the face, and that got a DQ, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We're not here for the Raw.
No. What happened was that the was a fat girl came in and interfered. Fat Irish girl. Damage Control versus the Judgment Day. Fucking Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
That's right.
That's what it was. And then at the end of the fight, at the end of the match, you had what's her name? I can't remember her name. Fat Girl Jones. With Rocky Balboa face. They interfered.
No, I swear, the ref called for the bell right after Lash punched Io. I swear the ref called because he saw it this time.
Yes,
unlike
you're
the
right.
last
You're right.
time.
I'm mixing up so much shit, bro. I don't know.
There's too much stuff. There's too much stuff going on. There's too much wrestling and too many belts. All these women, all this stuff. Yeah, these women are having a match, and then all of a sudden, who cares about the match? Piper and Chelsea come out at the end and ruin it. Although, to be fair, I was thinking in my mind, like, God, they should not beat these teams because number one, clearly they're trying to make Meta 2 a thing because they're making the WWE tour. They're like at every single show, and they're trying to get them over. And Damage Control can't be losing to a team that has Jakara Jackson on it, so it's like neither one of them needs to win. So I was hoping there would be a schmaz finish, and there was. So at least there was a schmaz finish. But here's the problem: here comes Piper and Chelsea heels. Right. You got Meta 2 basically heels. Damage Control
Balboa face. That's what I call her.
Damage Control. I don't care what the crowd thinks. They've still been heels. They haven't changed their attitudes one bit. So you got all these heel women fighting each other, and people are like, "Yay!"
Are they in control now? That's what I want to know.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not even. Pretty sure Bianca and Jade are in control now.
We are in control now. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, remember Cole Custer? We were talking about him. Gam Wolfer would be our Cole Custer expert in the chat.
Former Confederate General Cole Custer.
And he immediately gets into it when he arrives at the show with OTM. It's almost like OTM was waiting on him, like, when's that hillbilly race car driver going to show up?
I'm sorry. Did this not look like a Make-A-Wish situation? This whole thing. Let's be real, dude. This guy. You could tell, number one, he's a mark for the business, which good for him.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, his social media person or something like that asked to be on a WWE show. I don't think WWE reached out like, let's get the number one. Is he even number one NASCAR racer? I know nothing about NASCAR.
Gam Wolfers.
Gam, can you tell us? Is he this guy important? Like, I don't know.
We asked him last week, but He gave us a nice analogy, but I already forgot because that was last week. So
The only
and now I've
person
seen
I
it.
ever- the only person I ever knew was Dale Earnhardt Jr., Danica Patrick, and the other guy with the brunette dude. Can't even. I know what his face looks like. I can't even remember what his name was. So I don't know how popular this guy is.
All right. Well, anyway, he's there, and he argues with Out the Mud, and that was, I guess, earlier in the day, because here comes Jaida to make her entrance for a match right now. So clearly that was earlier because she can't be in two places at once. So she makes her entrance, and then we get the kitchen scene, I think, with Karate Carmen and her wingmen,
Yes.
Brinley Reese and Sol Ruca, and Ashanti's there, and he's like, hey, sorry I gave that rose to... I don't even know what the hell they were talking... What are they talking about? And they basically were like... The wingmen were like, excuse me, Ashanti the Adonis, she's clearly not interested. So
She's into only white men. Is basically what they were saying.
Kick rocks. And
Seriously.
he's like, we'll see about that. And she's like, maybe I'm into it. I don't know. She seemed like, don't speak for me, wingman.
No, she was on some like, stop being racist. I like BBCs and get off my back.
Right.
Now we're gonna fight.
Yes.
For the BBC.
Yes. She's gonna fight her friends, but that's later.
No.
Right now, we have Dark Paxum.
So dark.
Versus light skinned Jaida.
Butt cheeks I've ever seen.
Yeah. So they had a match. Would you like to give your thoughts on the match? The body of the match, so to speak.
Body of the match. Well, there's two hot bodies. Two different types of bodies, but two hot bodies. The girls did a solid job between each other. I think it was good. Tatum Paxley still, she's not getting that push, but her character's getting her over. And Jaida Parker, with the ass to the mouth, or whatever the hell the finisher was.
And
listen,
a very hot pin afterwards.
Oh God, dude. I saw somebody posted that shit in slow-mo. I was like, wow, if you know what I mean, brother. First, I have to say this.
Know.
I'll have to say this. Prior to this match, the Damage Control match, real quick with Metaphor, I thought was pretty decent. I think the girls did a good job. They tried hard.
Oh,
Same thing with these girls. I think that not only did these girls try hard, I think they did a good job. Both girls are getting really good at wrestling. They both have the character. They both have the look. So this was a solid match, dude. I enjoyed it. I really don't have anything to complain about. Again, this is developmental.
Yes, no, you don't, because who cares about the wrestling? So
this was incredible.
So
Lola
Lola comes out, and Lola is already held back by security. So I don't know if this was a situation where she's like, hey, I'm going out there, so y'all better hold me back. I'm a Latina, like maybe she just brought them
Latina
on purpose. But yeah, so she already comes out with the security. The first time we see her, she's already being held back. And while everybody's distracted with all that commotion, here comes Dark Wendy.
So dark.
And she puts Paxum in a box and rolls away.
That was funny. I found it funny. I don't know why. You know what she's taking her to, right?
The Undead Realm.
She's taking the TNA.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee that girl show up in TNA next week.
That's a long trip.
Well, in order to find out, aren't they all in Florida?
Well, I know, but I mean, they're already done the tapings. So the next show the TNA has is going to be in Detroit. That's a long roll from Orlando to Detroit on a box.
Should be there.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah. So they show her like rolling her away in the box, but then they cut away because like that's not interesting at all because we got to talk about Brian Pillman Jr. Mm-hmm. He wants the Heritage Cup.
I don't know why.
He just wants it. He's got to do things the right way and prove that he's a real man's man. Like his
Charlie's
father.
Would having that championship cup be a rib? Considered a rib in wrestling?
How many of these belts that we have would not be considered ribs?
Did you see the one that GGP was showing on social media? Oh my God. Okay, continue to talk. This is the biggest rib in all of ribs. Go ahead.
Okay, well, anyway, while you're looking that up, Wendy is still rolling. She rolls by Cedric the Alexander and Young OG and Frasium, and they're having a little disagreement. So because Wendy just rolled on by, she missed the slapping part where Young OG just slapped the shit out of who was it? Fraser?
Sure.
He slapped one of them. I don't know.
He did.
And then he walks by Wesley, who says, hey, nice slap or whatever. And then, OG's like, you want to taste? And he's like, nah. So that's that. What do you got, Ray?
I got it here. I want to show you this thing. But I'm sorry. This is way more important than anything that happened in TNA or NXT. This is Greek God Papadon cutting a promo about this belt that he won. See this thing? You haven't seen this thing, right?
Okay, so far it looks okay.
All right, look at the sheer size of it once it pulls in. You ready?
Yeah, I don't have perspective yet. I need a sense of scale here.
Do you see the guy filming it on his iPhone?
Oh, the reflection. The reflection. Yes, I do see that.
All right, here we go, guys. This is our friend Greek God Papadon with the biggest fucking belt I've ever seen in my life. This is what you call a rib.
Sasipa Tinarhi Tinaliki. I told you from the start the truth. GGP is still your CCW heavyweight champion. Greek God
That's his whole
Papadon
torso.
took Crowbar to exactly where he's never been before, and that's the end of time. Sorry, Crowbar. I understand you're timeless and you've been everywhere and anywhere.
That's true.
And
Everything
beat everybody, but you didn't beat the Piocalitero, Palisti, Seolo.
He beat Carlito? Anyway.
The Cosmo. November 23rd, I defend this beautiful championship in Queens, New York at the next.
Well, now he's got to relinquish that belt due to a left shoulder injury.
Go Shadow. Now go Shadow. Sevlepo. I see you. I know what you can do. I don't care that you're acting crazy. If Crowbar couldn't beat me.
All right, I can't no more. Bro, look at the size of this fucking. Let me just get to this point where he struggles to lift it over. Look at the size of that thing, Vet.
Oh man.
Now with
that's
that
a hernia waiting to happen.
And it's not a thin plate. As you can see here, it's at least a 10 millimeter. It's a stacked. This is the biggest championship belt I think I've ever seen in my look. That's him struggling to hold the belt on his shoulder. Jesus Christ. He's not a tiny man, folks. I don't want you to think that Greek God is a small man. Is that a rib?
Do you think that they sent in the specifications to the belt maker and then they misread it? You think something like that may have happened? Like,
I don't know, dude. I've never seen a belt that shit dwarfs the big gold, the original big gold.
Oh,
that shit is fucking enormous.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just had that question because these people are fighting for this dumb cup, and I can only imagine strapping that thing to one of those little hand trucks, those little plastic hand trucks you buy at Target, and just with the.
But they don't. They just leave the cup. They can just leave there at the building. They don't have to take it.
I guess.
I mean, I guess they do house shows too. So maybe. Maybe they just leave. Maybe they just leave the Heritage Cup champion off of house shows.
I think it's hold on. Let me use this.
Weird.
All right. Well, here's what's not weird.
Oh,
we get a package on Stephanie and Giulia.
Look at them.
Yeah, look at them. Can we just make this whole show just?
It's crazy because they're both incredibly beautiful women in different ways. Excuse me. And like so good at wrestling. How do you have everything? They don't.
Fair.
They don't, Vet.
They don't have English.
They can't talk English.
But you know what?
You don't need it.
You don't need Chinese. You don't need any of that. Just look at them.
Mm.
Look at this. Adriana Rizzo has a hurt elbow. The Tony D'Angelo family finds her on the ground saying, "Ow, my elbow."
What happened?
Like everybody's devastated because she's just like, she's on the ground going like this.
Who do you think it was, Fett?
Probably one of the other 50 women they have on the roster.
Who could it possibly be? I think
Could it
was
be? Well, let's wait.
I know what it is. I know who it is. No, I know what happened.
What happened?
Greek got Papadon passed her that big ass belt. She collapsed.
Oh, right. That makes sense. She tried to hold it up and her elbow just snapped.
She went down sideways, right on the elbow.
Right on the concrete there.
And Greek God just ran the fuck out of there.
Yeah. That's what happened. You're right. Okay, we've solved the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
There's not going to be any mystery about what happens in this next match either, because it's Luca Crusifino versus Oba Femi.
As much as I hate the guy and the dickheads that they are, I thought he did a good job of making Oba look good. But how can Oba not look good? Do you think Oba gave too much to this kid for this match? I felt that a little bit.
I mean, he didn't really sell any of it, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Luca didn't sell? Or I'm sorry,
Oba did.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
He sold some shit.
Yeah. I mean, he took it, but like, I mean, he didn't stay down for long, so you can't really call it selling. But anyway, he does shot put the kid, and then he gives him the power bomb, which I guess is called the fall from grace. I'm probably months behind on that. And then Stax comes in to check on him, and he gets it too. Then the Don comes out, and he's like, "Hey, you're beating up my guys," and he gets beat up and tied to the post. He ties him to the post. It takes him a little while to tie him to that post.
I was about to say they had to figure something else out. Why are you going with a zip tie? That's the most fucking awkward thing to use. Why couldn't it have been a pair of handcuffs down there? I know.
Why can't we do another one of these angles where somebody just takes forever to beat up an entire group of people by themselves with nobody coming out to help? Like, I mean, we just saw, like, this is why I made it a point to say that Lola Vice came out with pre-security.
Right.
Like, she came out and they were already there.
Oh.
Like, she pushed them all the way out into the entranceway. Yes, I know Todd Brantley has an answer for everything, and it's the same answer, but even regarding that, so it's like, is all that security still there just holding Lola Vice back? Or are they getting autographs from Cole Custer? Like, I don't know what they're doing.
What you're saying is while Luca was getting beat up, while the two guys were getting beat up, more people should have came to stop this.
Well, yeah, somebody should have tried. And if you want Oba to just beat them, like knock them aside or whatever, then that's fine. But an attempt must be made.
May I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Do you know how they have those fat guys? You know how there's more of the family that's around, but we don't know who they are. They're like members of the fucking writing staff or whatever. Why don't you have them come down with baseball bats and fucking crowbars? I mean, they don't have to necessarily chase Oba out. Oba, like, you know what I'm talking about? The guys that with the hats with the vest and shit. They've been in multiple scenes on NXT. Have them run out. I mean, they don't really have to take a bump, do they?
I guess not.
I don't know, bro.
When he finally ties Tony to the pole, then he puts Stacks through a table and he puts Luca through a ladder.
That's what you do.
Because it's tables, ladders, and stairs or whatever. Yeah.
What's the scary part?
I don't know, man. Look, somebody in WWE loves the idea of people watching their friends get beaten up. Like, they think that's like the height of drama. You know, it's how many Bloodline angles have had this thing happen where like somebody just has to watch as their family is destroyed or whatever, or like all this stuff. They think that's just the height, the pinnacle of drama is somebody, no, not my friend. Even remember when Karrion Kross and Keith Lee were doing the thing and Kross was like torturing Dijak, Keith Lee's best friend, because they had a few matches.
I forgot about that, bro.
They never stop recycling the same crap. They've had two different people have the equalizer gimmick. People just latch onto things and they just repeat it over and over again. No one has any sense of originality about any of this stuff.
I'm trying to remember when's the first time I saw an angle like that. And I'm thinking it was the NWA. For some reason, I'm picturing Dusty Rhodes being tied up somewhere, watching somebody that he cares about being demolished. I can't remember what it was, though. Maybe the chat will remember.
Well, they did it to the Horsemen did it to him, right? When they broke his arm, and he was like, "You better make it good. You better make it good." Like,
that's what I think it was. That's what.
Yeah, and that was just him. He was watching himself get.
Right. No, but there was another situation where Dusty, I think, was down. Who was it? Oh, were they beating the shit out of his son, Dustin? I think that might have been
doing it.
It was the Four Horsemen.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember them being together there. But it doesn't matter. The point is,
sure, why not?
Quit being lame. We get a teaser for Zarya.
Who is she? I don't know anything about her.
That's what was her name before? She was the other exciting person from Australia that they signed.
Oh, I don't remember.
They got Giulia, Stephanie, and they got this other person. What's her name? It's like a Delta. That's what it's Delta. She's Delta.
She's still around?
This is her.
That's Delta?
She gets her name changed because Delta's like, they probably couldn't copyright it or something.
Okay.
Because of an airline.
That's a good airline, dude. I used to fly JetBlue all the time. Yeah, I used to fly JetBlue all the time, but they've fallen off. Delta's like, their comfort zone gimmick that they have there is very nice. You know, they give you multiple snacks.
Really?
And free headphones.
So it's not just like 3 bags of peanuts. Do you actually get different?
Yeah, you get a choice. Like on a 6-hour flight, we got fed like 3 times. We had like 3 snacks.
That's a little annoying, right?
No, it wasn't.
Having the people going up down the aisle and like with the cart.
I had peanuts.
Like, get out of here, man. I just
chips.
ate.
Oh man, I loved it. I had like 3 cups of coffee. I came off fucking shaking the plane. Good stuff. Anyway, Delta.
Okay. So
she looks like a badass.
Yeah, well, we'll see if she, Paige and Trick are walking, and then we get a vignette where Andre Chase is saying that he wants to challenge Ridge Holland to an ambulance match.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see a side of Andre Chase I don't think we've ever seen before. Well, now the question is, can he do it? And we know he's good, but how good is he? Is he ambulance match good? Have you ever liked an ambulance match?
Have I ever liked an ambulance match? Well, the first thing we have to know is we will have
what we have right now is a teachable moment.
And that teachable moment is the fact that Andre Chase never disappoints. I think this is going to be a fucking great match.
Okay.
You're asking me, do you think he can do it? I think he can do it, and it's going to be really good. Because he's Andre fucking Chase.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Paige and Trick go to the ring. It's a face-to-face promo. Ethan Page's point is that Trick has been pampered his whole career. Mm-hmm. He had a nice PC to train in with all the amenities and the 3 snacks a day and coffee.
Somebody loves Rocky. Somebody loves Rocky.
Right. Yeah. This is right. We're not even waiting 2 weeks to recycle a movie ripoff. Right.
This is goddamn Rocky 3, folks. That's what this is.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you know what? There were other parts of Rocky 3 we could steal,
bro.
Wait till they find out. Hey, Ray, wait till they find out there was 2 Rockies before that.
Yeah.
And like a bunch of Rockies after that.
Vet,
they're gonna be eating good for the rest of their careers.
And don't forget the Creed gimmick. Vet, listen. Here's the thing with this. I don't know if this is supposed to be a heel babyface gimmick, but everything Ethan Page said was right. He's fucking right. Sorry, he spent 17 years grinding. He didn't get nobody fucking walked him into the performance center. He didn't have he was fucking working out with bales of hay and fucking goddamn rocks tied to a stick. He didn't have nobody to tell him what was right and wrong. He didn't tell him he didn't know that driving 200 miles to a fucking show that's only in a seat 20, he's not going to get paid maybe a hot dog and a handshake. He didn't know that. But go ahead, Vet.
No, please finish your.
No, I'm just saying, am I wrong though? Like everything he's saying is right. Like he's really the baby face here.
Yeah, if
He's
you're
the one that
talking about
struggled.
if you're talking about in character, yes, everything he's
Oh.
saying is right. If I'm just talking about the real guy, it's like, yeah, there's a reason it took you 17 years to get to the championship
Right.
of developmental.
He was too good. They were like, no, we can't.
Yeah,
bring
he
him
was
in
just
con-"
way too good, and they just could not have him outshine everybody else.
Right.
Yeah, the other thing about Rocky 3 you have to remember is that if Ethan Page is the Clubber Lang in this scenario, Clubber Lang knocked Rocky the fuck out and took his belt. So
Sure did. That's what I hope happens here.
the only problem is, as Trick also correctly pointed out, you ain't never beat me, dog. You didn't even pin me in the match where you won the title.
That's not his fault. That's not Ethan Page's fault. Those are the rules of the match, brother. Sorry, Trick. Yeah, I love Trick though. It sucks.
He had, he had a cool coat.
It's like he did have a cool. He looked fat. Actually, let me tell you something. That's what a champion should look like in wrestling. He looks so fucking cool. I mean, let's be real, man. Trick Williams is that. He just needs another year, I think. What do you think? Another year in developmental before he moves on to the main roster?
I don't know if a time frame can be put on it. Trick is, it's funny because last week I made the thing where I was like, I can't trust Jim Cornette to talk about talent anymore.
I can never trust Jim Cornette anymore.
However,
Racist fuck.
He is a genius. And when he said something about Trick in one of his matches, and I was like, damn it, that's absolutely right. That's exactly what it is.
What did he say?
He said he is a great, he looks amazing, and he is a great athlete, and his wrestling aptitude is just not there yet.
Mm-mm.
He does not look smooth in there. He does everything he does looks like it's a little bit awkward.
It's true.
And that is the one thing Trick is missing. And it's difficult that's one of the harder things to get if you don't get it. It doesn't seem to come naturally to him. He's very athletic, but that doesn't always translate. That's why not every single, you have this, they recruit these college athletes, and some of them, just because you played a sport well doesn't mean you can just be a pro wrestler. So I think that's one of the things. Trick is just, he just needs more time, but there's no telling how much time it's going to take for that. So,
well, I mean, Charles the Hammer Evans says simply, Trick needs more matches.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Repetition.
I mean, definitely. But like WWE don't add stuff to the schedule though.
Right.
Their schedule is what it is. So Trick is going to have the matches he's going to have. I don't know. I know Punk likes him. You can tell who Punk likes because they were the people that like he put over in his promo. Cause those were all the same when he talked about those guys, like the Tricks, the Braun Breakers and the other things, like all those people that he mentioned, those were all the same people that when Punk was training to get back in the ring for the Royal Rumble, those are the people he was working with in the ring. So I know that they see big things for him, but yeah, the reps is always going to take, but you know what?
What? That
being said, there's people that have been way worse than Trick that have been pushed harder. So,
all right. Like you see, like you compare Trick to a kid like Javon Evans, who seems like he's only 19. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking as a novice. I'm asking you. I see Javon Evans when we talk about the wrestling aspect of it. like miles ahead of Trick Williams.
Yes. Because you could tell because of how big of a fan he is, he absorbed it through his eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. He's so
and
good. Like,
even though he's still a little bit awkward, but that will get smoothed out very quickly because he's so young and he just started. So, that will get smoothed out very quickly, but he absorbed it. So he's just like, he's through osmosis, he's becoming a natural. So yeah. Yes. Todd says Vet is agreeing with Cornette. No. Hey, look, if it comes to wrestling philosophies, yes, I agree with Jim Cornette pretty much across the board. It's just his evaluation of talent comes down to a lot of, either you're my friend or you're not kind of thing. That's the part I don't agree with. I'm going to call out my friends if they do bad, and I'm going to call out people I don't care about. If Gallus has a good match one day, I'll say they do. It just hasn't happened yet. So Dark Roxanne.
So dark.
Cora.
Oh my God, so dark.
Have a meeting with a fatal influence in the kitchen.
So fatal.
And then, speaking of fatal, Kalani Jordan comes in and tries to talk. With her belt too. Like, she had her belt with her. Like, hey guys.
Idiot. I'm sorry. She could remind me to tell you how stupid she was when she ran out to make the save with the belt on around her waist. God. Oh, this girl is she's insufferable, dude. Turn her into a bad guy because I hate her already.
Wait till later. All right, Sol Ruca makes an entrance, and then we come back, and it's Karate Carmen versus Sol Ruca.
Mm-hmm. In a
who's hotter match.
In a who's hotter match.
Who's hotter match.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who else wanted to find out who's hotter is Ashanti the Adonis, even though, because he's sitting up in the audience, although he's with another white girl.
He sure loves his snow bunnies, doesn't he?
Definitely. I think he'll take anything he can get at this point.
You think so?
It seems like
he has a type.
He's never seen a woman back in the kitchen or any of those areas that he would not talk to.
He seems to have a type, though.
Well, yes.
Blonde.
Or now they're leaning into it. So anyway, he's with another white girl, which that peeves Karate Carmen. And she gets caught looking. Snatched. She gets soul snatched looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that's that. Oh,
yo,
Nikita Lyons.
Yes.
Guess who she's with?
Another one has jungle fever. What's going on here? What?
She's with In the Mud. We had Out the Mud earlier, and now we got, remember, In the Mud? They're back.
They're back. Good for them.
And she was giving them a pep talk like, you guys, hey, I know I'm not one to talk because I'd be missing hella time, but you guys got to seize that moment whenever you get a chance. And they're like, thanks.
You got
thanks, Nikita Lyons.
Right.
Yep. And then Oba Femi comes in, and he's like, you dropped this. And he hands her like a lion skin rug or whatever that was.
Well, that was her coat.
Oh.
That was the Nikita coat.
Oh.
With his number.
Look very similar to Trick's coat, actually.
When she opens the jacket, he wrote his number, in big black marker. Like it's like the whole back of the coat.
Big black marker, huh?
Oh, come on. Yes.
I'm just confirming. But
you notice now, she's like, you have to take an opportunity. And she looked at that big 12-inch opportunity and she was like, I think I'll take that guy. Sorry. There's a lot of jungle fever going on here in NXT. Good for them. Let's break down the boundaries, folks.
Yeah. Well, let's get it back. Let's get it back though. Let's stop all this. Get this woke bullshit out of my NXT because here comes Honk and Cole Custer. Let's white this place up a little bit. Yeehaw!
Woohoo!
Damn right.
Do a little white on black crime here.
That's right. It's OTM versus the Honks. While this match is going on, the real main event women are doing Stevie Richards Fitness and picture in picture. I was much more happy to look at that. The match goes on. Jada's about to interfere, and then Lola comes out of nowhere and spears her. The babyface Cole Custer, like I believe he hits The kid in the helmet when he hits the ropes, like he wore his racing helmet out there, and then he used it to hit the out the mud guy.
Listen,
in the back.
When I'm out of work, I wear my uniform around the house.
Always, right?
All the time. I have my keys, my work keys with me. Just make sure. So stupid. This was so dumb. Oh God.
Yeah.
So the baby faces cheat and they go over.
Yeah. They hit the honk slam and then get the 1, 2, 3, and then Lola gets in there and she's like, this place has been too white, so let's spice it up a bit, and she gets them all to dance. Yeah. Cole Custer got down.
I'm sorry.
All right,
Tank got moves though.
Sure, he does.
Tank got moves. That boy can move.
So as we scrub this from our brain for the rest of our lives, Ava is dealing with Frasium. So like, how dare that guy slap me? I want a match probably. I wasn't listening. And sad Brian Pillman, who's like, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I need a corner match.
I have a cool beard, but is that enough?
Can somebody be in my corner?
Yeah. And she's like, whatever, get out of here. What am I?
Man.
What do you want me to do?
Well, remember what he said. He says everybody loves you guys. Talking about her and her dad. Do you see the look she gave him? Like, oh, fucker.
Nobody loves me.
I bring that up. Yeah, everyone loves my dad, not me. I suck.
Me and my dad's ain't vicious.
Do you think that? Do you think that she's gonna end up being in his corner?
No.
Think about it.
Because that is a good idea that you had, and that's why I don't think they're gonna do it.
And not only that, this is gonna happen, folks. Hear me out.
They're gonna get somebody else's dad to show up.
No, listen.
They're gonna get Regal to be in his corner against his own son. That's what they'll do.
It's gonna be The Rock's daughter, the Pebble. She's gonna be in the corner of Lexus King, and then she's gonna end up falling for him, and then she's gonna give him a push, and he's gonna use the love that she has for him to get to the top of NXT. Book it. Let's go. Hold on. That's all I had there. I don't know. I don't have any exclamation. Yeah, that's right. Zane Vicious says, what? That's what's happening. Ava's going to fall in love with Lexus King after she works his corner. If this shit happens, crown me the champ. And then he is going to use Ava and the fact that she wants to ride that beard all the way to the top. Book it. No?
It sounds great to me.
But does it really?
I just don't. I mean, look, anything could. I don't know what it's going to take to get the kid over, but it doesn't something
sound great to you. It can't. If they do that, stop it. Stop it. They probably will.
Is it going to be the craziest thing they would have done? I mean, they've done worse.
Oh my God! You go in the back. Every time somebody walks into Ava's office, like her shirt's like unbuttoned, like it's like one button's on top of the other. They're both sweating.
Yeah. Hey, do you think it's funny that Progressive Insurance sponsored Ridge Holland's promo?
Did it really? I didn't pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
No. Should have been Allstate.
It should have been Allstate.
You know why, right?
Well, but they're not in good hands with Ridge Holland, so Allstate wasn't going to touch it.
But what's Allstate's gimmick?
You're in good hands. I just said it. I said what their gimmick. It's like I'm not even.
No, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about the guy, the chaos guy. That everywhere he goes is chaos.
Yeah.
What insurance company is that? Not chaos. What is it called?
That could be Allstate.
Folks, help me out here.
I'm just saying their slogan.
All right, I gotta find out now.
Or is it State Farm? Is Chaos in State Farm or Allstate?
Dean Winters. He plays the
Dean
fucking
Winters.
Right, and he plays he was on Oz,
right,
and now he does commercials for what fucking insurance company, folks? Come on.
It is Allstate, but according to Gam Wolfers.
It's Allstate, but what does he call it? What does he call his situation? Like, it's not chaos.
Mayhem?
Mayhem. God damn it. Thank you, Zane. Again, saving the world.
No, Gam had Mayhem.
Oh. You ever played that? for the
Zane
Nintendo
just read
64?
Gams and then tried to sound smart.
You ever play that for Nintendo 64? WCW
Actually,
Mayhem?
no. Actually, no, I never did.
Stevie Richards
looked
has
terrible.
a video. It is terrible. The backstage, whatever the fuck is Stevie Richards. That's one of his top 5 worst video games ever. You can go to Stevie Richards.
No, it wasn't Mayhem. It was Backstage Assault.
Assault. I'm thinking about that was horrible.
2 different games.
Can I
Can you
just
believe
tell
they
you
got that many games?
Can I just tell you? So me and my friend Juan, he bought a GameCube. Was that the Cube, the Nintendo Cube thing? What was it called? The GameCube. And the first game he bought was the Backstage Assault. And he's playing this shit. And I'm sitting there watching this saying, this is the fucking worst I've ever seen. You know when you spend money on something and you try to convince yourself that it's so awesome or innovative, but it's the shits? He spent 2 hours trying to convince me that this was a good game. And I was like, no, I'm not playing this shit with you, bro. This is the worst.
You stayed for 2 hours?
Well, I mean, we shared an apartment, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's my best friend.
Well, we'll talk more about that some other time.
Yeah, why not?
Sarah is with Tony D'Angelo, and Tony.
Why?
Well, exactly, because Tony D'Angelo did his promo, and you could tell how when you do these promos and you have the spots that they expect people to like cheer for you when you say a certain thing, like when you hit those points, no reaction from the crowd. Not for any of this.
What did he say?
They don't care.
What did he say? He says something like, I'm gonna beat his ass.
Yeah, something like that. Some
I don't know
generic
what's gonna
crap.
happen. I don't know what's gonna happen Sunday, but I know I'm gonna beat your ass.
And everybody was just like,
Yeah, the crickets. Chirp.
Yeah.
Chirp.
Yep. Yeah, they don't care. I'm just telling you. It's not just us. You can hear like if you have a choice between Tony D'Angelo and Oba Femi, it's like,
Bro.
hey, Oba gave you a table bump tonight. What has Tony D ever given you?
I just want crickets. Anyway.
The goddesses of wrestling walk, and they see damage control, and Kyrie pulls out her little spyglass and spies on him.
That was cute. She's so cute.
And then Fatal Attraction makes an entrance. And then we get our main event. We're finally here. I've been waiting the whole show for this. It's the goddesses versus goddamn Rotten.
Yeah. But the goddesses are so good, they made this match watchable. Is that fair to say? Right? Am I wrong?
Yes, despite all the best efforts of Fatal Influence. Ray, I had a favorite part in this match.
Okay.
Can you tell me what my favorite part in the match was? And anyone at home can play along too. What was my favorite part in this match?
The headbutt.
It's not a trick question. It's an actual spot in the match. So just.
I can't think about it. I don't know. Tell me.
When Giulia tagged Stephanie in,
the
first time, Giulia put, I don't remember who it was. Was it it was either Fallon or
There's only two. There was only two girls.
Yeah, it was either Fallon or JC. I don't remember which one was in at the time. Anyway, she slammed her head in the turnbuckle and tagged Stephanie. And it's the middle turnbuckle. She like threw her down onto the middle turnbuckle, and she tags Stephanie, and Stephanie just kicks her face in the turnbuckle like before she gets in the ring. She didn't even get in the ring yet. She's just standing on the apron.
Great.
She just kicks the turnbuckle.
That's great. Those girls are good, man. Those two girls together, apart, they're so fucking good. That's Stephanie Vaquer. I knew nothing of her before this. I'm not gonna fake it like I'm one of these nerds that know everything about wrestling. She is so fucking good. She's so crisp, and everything that she does has so much impact. But that's the same thing with Giulia. It's like they fight. It's crazy. They fight two different styles, but there's so many similarities between how they work. Does that make sense?
Yes, they take their job seriously.
They're fucking good. Those girls. I wish to God they spoke at least some good broken English. Because those two girls, my goodness, they are money, man. And anyway, let's continue. I'm sorry, we're almost done here. Folks.
I also noticed that when the heels cut Stephanie off the first time, the crowd booed like, they all got told that the show's over and they have to go home now. They were like, boo, how dare you? Don't you touch her, you bitch. Like they were really mad.
They didn't like it.
In a regular wrestling spot.
Yeah. What are you going to do? That means they're over.
Yeah, they're over. And then they have the match, and the match is, like we said, like we will definitely put up with Fatal Influences wrestling so that we can see more of these brilliant women. And then Kalani Jordan came out. And the first thing I was thinking of was like, go ahead. Tell me what I was thinking, Ray. Tell me what I was thinking. I bet
why
you know.
Why are you wearing your championship belt?
Oh, I'm not even, no, forget that.
Oh.
Even bigger than that. Bigger and broader than that.
I don't know. It surprised me.
They obviously are trying to smash Kalani over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they just refuse to let us get a breath. They are going to push this woman until we choke on her. Yeah. And we will, and we already have. And the people are not that excited. So, of course, what do you think they're going to do? They're putting her out here to get the rub off of women that are over.
Yes. Okay, yes. All right. Sorry. Yeah, I couldn't.
So she's associating herself with these people. Now, I don't blame Kalani for this. I don't. She wouldn't even have. This wouldn't even occur to her in a million years to try to get a rub off of some popular people. It takes a little while before you start, Triple H'ing yourself like that. But definitely Shawn Michaels would be the kind of person that'd be like, okay, this is how we're going to do it. So anyway, she takes out Jasmine, who's been cheating the whole time. And she takes out Jasmine. And then, finally the goddesses run a train on the other two and get the win. Mm-hmm. And then Kalani gets in and raises their hands like, look, I'm with these girls too. You guys like me too, right?
Ooh.
Yeah. the crowd was confused. They're like, how do we boo and cheer at the same time?
They were just throwing things in the middle where she was.
How do we...
She got hit with a banana peel in the face.
It's right. It's just
fucking dumb,
it's a very controlled, directed NWO Nitro ending.
Just right, all the paper and everything just right where she is. Oh God. I'm sure for those tuning in for the first time ever, because we had a bunch of people in it, not necessarily chatting, but there was a lot of people watching. They probably think we hate this girl for no other reason, and maybe no, she sucks. Sorry, she's an athlete. Remember we were talking about the Jim Cornette? She's an athlete and stuff, and yeah, but she's no good, dude. She's no good. I'm sorry, she's just not good at her. Whatever.
No, she should still be on Level Up right now.
I'm not gonna stooge off who said this, but somebody just texted me that our commentary on GGP and his belt had him fucking dying, or her fucking dying.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, so she tries to get the rub and then everything, and then the losers sort of slink up the ramp defeated, and then Reptilian Britt Baker goes to the wheel because I guess they get to spin the wheel. Yes. And she spins the wheel, that wheel right there, and she gets spinner's choice.
Oh no.
So yeah, but then before we have a chance to even be like, what the hell is she going to choose, that same Zarya vignette plays again, except she's actually here this time.
She looked that. Can I tell you, Vet? That was one of the coolest looking things I've ever seen in my life.
What?
Like the way she looked. Like that was
cool
it was
look.
Just like it was a really cool way to come. Let me see if I get the picture for people that didn't see what she looked like when she came out to the NXT gimmick last night. This shit was oh, here we go. She looked nuts. Let me show you, folks. For those that didn't see it, I know everybody doesn't watch NXT, but this is how she looked. And it was like look at this one. This is how she looked on stage. It was fucking insane. Am I wrong, dude? Insane looking.
No, it looked good. The only problem is like it was just a sort of a glimpse. Like we really didn't. The show went off the air like right, pretty much there.
Well, she's is she tall?
Not sure.
Mm.
I don't know anything about this woman. I will
You don't?
go ahead and say that. No, I'm not familiar.
Well, anybody else in the chat know who the fuck she is?
I've only heard of her, but I've never like watched any of her matches or things.
I'm looking for. I like seeing somebody new. Let me see. Delta wrestler. I'm just gonna quickly just see if I can get like a. All right, here we go. All right, so what do we have here? Well, she's from Australia. She is 5'8", which is a pretty good size for a woman wrestler.
It's like Rhea Ripley size.
165 pounds. Good, and she looks like in the pictures she looks to be fit and strong. Let me see. So she started her independent run in 2020. Okay. She was trained by Chris Basso and Matt Basso. Those names sound familiar. Do they sound familiar to you? You
Probably
kidding me?
Australian.
Those are the sons of the grandsons of the jumping the kangaroos. I made that up. Fabulous kangaroos.
Well, you tried.
I did. And my God, so she's been in the business 4 years.
Wow, not very long. So I'm even more interested to see now. And I will refrain from going back and looking at her other stuff. I just want to see how she is today.
I wonder how old she is. Let's see. See if we get a birthday on this young lady.
25.
It doesn't. Oh wait, here we go. No, no, they don't show a birthday. I've gone on Wikipedia and maybe somebody else will tell
Not even
me.
over enough to have a birthday?
No, she made her debut December 31st, 2020.
Right.
So she's technically been wrestling for like 3 years.
Yeah, but you never know how old they are when they start training or whatever. So,
yeah, I don't know, man. She's got the look, brother. She's got the look. So let's see what happens, man. I'm very curious to see this young lady and what she has to bring here
in NXT. The women's wrestling promotion.
There was like how many men? One men match, guy match, right? If that, it was nothing
It was
much.
definitely the one with Cole Custer.
What a fucking what a rib. All right, well, I mean, this was NXT this week. Vet, what'd you think, man? Not a bad show, even though it was kind of a woman's, a lot of women wrestling. What do you think? What did you think of the show?
Look at her.
Come on, what do you think?
Look at them.
Beautiful.
Look at that Jaida and Paxley pin.
Go back and watch the match, folks. I'm not gonna.
This was a show filled with lovely ladies. Backstage, in the ring.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, there was only one match with dudes. I mean, there was a segment with dudes, right?
Yeah, there were dudes on the show talking about dudes.
But let me see.
And the whole time all those dudes were talking, I was like, when is Stephanie and Giulia's match?
Damage Control Metaphor.
Yeah.
Match number 1. Jada Parker, Tatum Paxley. Match number 2. Luca Crusifino. That's a woman. He's in a match with Femi. So that's one male match. Let me see. Karate Carmen, So Ruka, match number. All right, so it was 2 male matches and 4 female matches. So 6 matches in total. So yeah, it was pretty predominantly.
Do you think that they're? Because I used to make fun of like what's funny is
That's good.
People would ask me, hey, do you watch such and such show like Arrow or
No,
these DC comic shows? And I'd be like, no, because I don't watch the CW because I'm not a 14-year-old girl. Do you think they're trying to like lean that way just now that they're on CW? It's like extra woman time.
I don't know. That's a good question.
And I also know that in my life experience, a lot of the female wrestling fans are not that excited to see the women. In my experience, I don't know about you guys.
Right.
They kind of watch wrestling for the men. In my experience.
In your experience.
Yeah, every woman that I've known that likes wrestling is not really that. They don't get head over heels for the ladies.
It's true. You don't find many female talents that came up in the business that were like, oh, my favorite wrestler was It's usually like The Rock, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, CM Punk. You know, they mention those people. They rarely mention like Natty. Just
No, it's of course not. No, she's an embarrassment to the gender, but they want to see that Lexus King.
Cat Lady. All right, Vet. What are you still playing that same damn game you were playing on Twitch?
I've moved on.
Oh, good. What do you have? What are you doing now?
It's a secret.
Oh, you have something new. Splatterhouse. The Neo Geo.
The rare Neo Geo version of Splatterhouse.
Is there a Neo Geo version?
But no. But if you want to see what I'm playing, you can check me out at twitch.tv/opinionhaver or anything /opinionhaver. Like, Opinion Haver is kind of my brand. So if you just Google it, I will come up in a variety of different ways. You can check me out on the Next Level Wrestling Review right now. You could check me out on the Wreckage on Sunday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern with Jimmy T. You can check me out on the Impact Attack every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern with Brandon. If you want to check out the guy that helped me get the knowledge I have, you can check out Wrestling with Rip Rogers every Friday at their concrete time of whenever. If you want to see Stevie Richards talk about WCW Backstage Assault, he's got his channel too, Stevie Richards Show. Go check that out. If you want other things, then go somewhere else. Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's very fair. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, listen, this weekend, stay tuned because we're going to have the Pro Wrestling Reflection, the return of Tommy Wonder as he's back from his mouth escapades. You don't know what I'm talking about. We'll tune into the podcast, check it out. But he's back from the hospital, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing well. He's doing fine. And he'll be on this show this week where they will talk, Vet. Talking about underrated factions, we spoke about the Main Event Mafia. Vet, one of our favorite factions, the Dangerous Alliance. He'll do a pro wrestling spotlight on the Dangerous Alliance. If you guys don't know who they are, well,
that is the randomest faction.
But it was an awesome faction.
Well, yeah, but none of those people could have known what they would become.
I mean, Larry Zbyszko was pretty over. Arn Anderson, Rick Rude. I mean, all those guys. The only guy that nobody knew who he was going to become was Stunning Steve Austin. Then wasn't Medusa part of that? Wasn't she a female? Yeah, she ended up joining as well. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Are you excited for the New York Yankees versus the LA Dodgers World Series matchup, brother?
Oh man, Yankees better not blow it again.
It's 15
better
years.
Not.
That it's 15. We haven't seen the Yankees in a not win in a World Series. Last time they were in, they won 2009.
That's right. MVP, Godzilla himself.
That's right.
Hideki Matsui.
Oh, he was so good, man.
Man, that guy had a whole Hall of Fame career and then came to America.
Well, it's like Ichiro.
Imagine if he had played like the whole, like more of his career, but he'd probably have a few records here and there.
I would say that Ichiro Suzuki would have easily become the all-time hit king if he played his whole career here in the United States. Remember, like you said, well, with him, he's a separate player. He had a Hall of Fame career and then came to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we didn't mention this at the top of the show, but rest in peace to LA Dodger great pitching phenom, legend, Fernando Valenzuela. He passed away, unfortunately. Vet, you're a West Coaster. How much of an impact did that man make? And I know he came in. You were probably very, very, very young when he was still pitching in Major League, but
slightly. I think he was pretty much finished up by the time I was aware of baseball. But I mean, my family being from Southern California originally and being Dodger fans and stuff like that, Fernando Valenzuela was a hero in my households growing up. So
he was 63 years old, man. So not very old, but he played. Wow, he actually he played from 1980 to 1997.
Really
interesting.
Was he like late relief or something like that toward the end? Because I feel like if he was still a starter, I would have known that.
So looking at Fernando Valenzuela's stats, I'm just going to look at his quick stats here. Let's see, career stats. Okay, so why do they make this so difficult? Why can't you just, okay, MLB.com, this is much better. All right, so looking at his stats real quickly, it shows, 1980. So in 1997, he played how many games? He played in only 5 games. Let's see. Well, actually, in 96, he actually, let me see, he played, he put 96, he had a full, check this out, 1996, the year before he retired, he played in 36 games. He had a 3.62 ERA, which you know is pretty good. What's his win-loss? Shit, he was 13-8. In 1997, this was his final season in MLB. Looks like he pitched more than 5 games. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. He played for 2 different teams. He had a record of 2-12 with almost a 5 ERA. So then he decided to retire after that. But again, he played with San Diego, and then he played with St. Louis. He was 2-8 with San Diego, got traded to St. Louis, and was 0-4. So, but yeah, for Fernando Valenzuela, for the Latinos and all over the world, I mean, he was a huge deal. I mean, along the lines of somebody like Roberto Clemente, so on and so forth. God bless him. God bless his lineage, his family. Great loss. 63 is very, very young. Too young, I think, to go. So rest in peace, Fernando Valenzuela. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, again, you can find us here every single week, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys for coming every single week here. Go back and check out I Like It Raw with me and Jimmy T. It's up here on YouTube if you guys are watching on YouTube. And next week, we'll be giving you our rundown of NXT. And on the 3 count, we'll give you our review of NXT Halloween Havoc. Maybe we'll throw in some news there, depending on if anything's important. But if not, it'll probably be just a review show. So God bless you guys. Take care of yourselves and each other. And we'll see you next week. And happy birthday to the legendary Bill Apter. That was yesterday. I already said hi to him, gave him a phone call and stuff. We kind of did the whole Skype gimmick. So that was pretty cool. It was good to see Bill. He's very handsome, and I love him very much. God bless you. Say happy belated birthday to Bill Apter on Twitter. Take care, guys.
We'll see you at the matches.
This is the Hustler Rogers. Yeah, it's fucking me. Yeah, and listen to the fucking Hameen Media Group. That's Ben Hameen Media Group from Rip Rogers. Go get him and go fuck yourself.
Yeet.